Chosen one, pause for a moment. Stop scrolling, stop moving, and take a deep breath. This is not just another random message that you stumbled upon today. You may think it's just another video, just another moment in your busy life, but I want you to hear this clearly. This message has been divinely timed. There's nothing by coincidence about this. Heaven has orchestrated this exact moment for you. You are here by divine appointment, and what you are about to hear is not a casual word. It is an invitation from God, a call to something much greater than you might have imagined. God has been preparing you for this moment long before you even clicked on this video. Your spirit has been stirred, and you've felt a deeper pull within your heart for something more. That stirring wasn't random. It's God calling you into a place of alignment, a place where His divine purpose and will for your life will begin to unfold in a way you may not have experienced before. This isn't just another piece of content. It is a serious, intentional invitation from heaven itself. It's a moment of divine clarity, and it's time for you to respond. As you hear these words, I need you to recognize that this is not just a feel-good moment or something that might pass away with time. This is a critical, purposeful message, one that is connected to your divine calling. Heaven has been preparing you for this moment, and now it's time to make a choice. Are you ready to align yourself with the will of God, to step into what He has been preparing for you? The very fact that you are hearing this right now speaks volumes. It speaks to the fact that God has already been working behind the scenes to draw you to this moment of decision. This is not an accident, and you are not here by coincidence. God is calling you, chosen one, into alignment with His divine purpose for your life. Do you feel it? That tug in your spirit, that quiet urgency, the stirring that you can't quite ignore. That is not your imagination. That is the Holy Spirit speaking to you, urging you to step into the fullness of your calling. Right now, in this very moment, God is inviting you to align your heart, your mind, and your actions with His divine will. This moment is not just for motivation or inspiration, it's for activation. God is calling you to a place of intentional alignment where His purpose will take center stage in your life, and everything you do will reflect His glory. This is a pivotal time in your journey, chosen one. This is not a random encounter. God has carefully planned this meeting, this moment, and He is speaking directly to your spirit. Heaven has chosen you for such a time as this, and now it's time for you to respond. The invitation is before you, and the question is simple. Will you align with what God is calling you to do? Will you step forward in obedience, knowing that this is the divine moment you've been waiting for? The importance of this moment cannot be overstated. What's before you is not just about a one-time experience or a fleeting feeling of inspiration. No, this is about destiny. This is about stepping into the divine purpose God has been preparing you for all along. For so long, you've been wondering about your calling, seeking direction, and praying for answers. Well, here is the answer. It's time to align. It's time to stop doubting, to stop second-guessing, and to step into the fullness of what God has already prepared for you. This divine call is not random. It's a divine setup. You might have felt uncertain or confused about your purpose in the past, but now, clarity is arriving. God is not merely inviting you to take part in a passive, distant calling. He is calling you to engage, to take action, and to respond to the divine purpose that is waiting for you. And this call is not just about fulfilling some grand destiny. It's about aligning yourself with the will of God in every area of your life, from the smallest details to the biggest decisions. Do you know what it means to align with God's will? It means surrendering your plans, your desires, and your ambitions, and placing them all before Him. It means saying, God, I trust that you have a better plan than I could ever imagine, and I will follow you wherever you lead. Alignment requires faith, obedience, and trust in God's perfect timing. And it also requires you to step away from distractions, fears, and doubts that may have kept you from fully embracing what God has prepared for you. The beauty of this moment is that you don't have to figure it out on your own. God is already moving in your life. He has already been preparing the way, and He is simply asking you to align with Him. The pressure is not on you to make everything happen. The pressure is on you to trust Him fully, to surrender, and to step forward in faith. When you align with God's will, you step into a place of divine favor, guidance, and provision. Doors that were once closed will swing wide open. Obstacles that seemed insurmountable will become stepping stones. Now, I want you to take a moment and affirm something to yourself. You were not created to live a life of mediocrity or to wander aimlessly. You were created for greatness, for purpose, and for divine assignment. God has chosen you for this time, for this moment, and for the work that lies ahead. You are not an accident. You were not placed on this earth by mistake. You were born for this. So the question before you now is, are you ready to step into that purpose? Are you ready to align your life with God's will and live out your divine assignment with courage, faith, and obedience? This is not a time to hesitate. The time for indecision has passed. The time for alignment is now. God is calling you to rise, to align, and to step into the fullness of the calling He has placed upon your life. This moment is a divine setup, and your response will determine the direction of your destiny. So I challenge you, no, I encourage you to make the decision now to align with God's purpose. Respond to His call with faith and trust that He will equip you for everything you need along the way. This is your moment, chosen one. You are not here by accident. You were called for such a time as this. Take a step forward in faith, trust in His divine timing, and align with His purpose. The doors to your divine calling are waiting for you to walk through them, and God is right there beside you, guiding you every step of the way. Chosen one, the moment has arrived. The time of confusion, uncertainty, and endless options is behind you. For so long, you've been seeking clarity, wondering where to go, which path to take, and what God's true purpose for your life is. But now, it's all becoming abundantly clear. Heaven has been preparing you for this time, and your divine purpose is no longer hidden. The fog of uncertainty has lifted, and what was once unclear is now shining brightly in front of you. You've been in a season of preparation, a time when it may have felt like you were wandering or waiting, unsure of which direction to take. But God has been shaping you, refining you, and positioning you for this moment. The distractions of endless options, the doubts that clouded your mind, they are all part of the past. Now is the time to focus solely on the divine calling that has been placed upon your life. This is not just about what you want or what you desire. It's about aligning with God's will and fulfilling the specific assignment He has for you. The season of endless possibilities, where you wondered which path to take, has ended. God is calling you to focus on your divine purpose, and with that focus comes clarity. There's no more confusion, no more second guessing. You are being asked to live with intention, purpose, and focus, stepping into the divine calling that God has already set before you. Chosen one, This clarity is not by accident. The fog has lifted, and you are now seeing the path clearly, because God has been working behind the scenes, preparing you for this moment. He has shaped your heart, your mind, and your spirit to align with His divine will. Every struggle, every moment of confusion, every trial has been part of His perfect plan to mold you into the person you are meant to be. And now, He is calling you to step into that purpose with confidence and clarity. For so long, you may have been caught between multiple options, unsure of where to turn or what direction to go. You may have wrestled with doubts, wondering if you were truly hearing from God or if you were simply chasing after your own desires. But in this moment, God is making His will clear. The divine calling He has placed on your life is not a random set of choices. It is a specific, intentional path that is now unfolding before you. No longer will you be pulled in many directions, chasing after things that do not align with your true purpose. The distractions are falling away, and what once seemed like endless possibilities are now being narrowed to one divine assignment. This is a season of clarity where God is asking you to focus your energy, your time, and your efforts on the path He has set before you. This is not a time to waver, second guess, or hold back. It is time to step forward boldly, knowing that you are walking in alignment with God's perfect will. God's will is not about convenience. It's not about doing what feels comfortable or easy. It's about obedience, faith, and trust in His timing. You may not see the full picture yet, but God is asking you to take that first step in faith. The next phase of your life is not about waiting for more clarity or waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is now. This is the moment when everything comes into alignment. Your purpose is clear, and now it's time to walk in it. God is calling you to live intentionally, to take deliberate steps toward your divine purpose. This is not a passive calling. It requires action. He is not calling you to wait indefinitely for a sign or a moment of complete certainty. The time for action is now. The path ahead may still have challenges, but with God's clarity comes divine guidance. Every step you take will be supported by the strength, wisdom, and provision of God. His presence will guide you through every twist and turn, and His power will be with you as you walk confidently into your calling. This moment is the culmination of years of preparation. What once felt like wandering or waiting was God's way of positioning you for this exact time. You have been refined, strengthened, and equipped for what lies ahead. You are ready to step into the divine purpose He has set for you. You are not just walking in any path. You are walking in the path He has prepared for you. Trust that God's timing is perfect, and everything that has happened in your life has been part of His preparation. You are now ready to fulfill the calling He has placed on your life. This is not just about following your own desires. It is about fulfilling the assignment God has for you. And as you do, you will begin to see the fruit of your obedience and faith. The clarity you are experiencing now is a gift from God, a sign that you are walking in alignment with His will. Chosen one, the distractions, the confusion, the uncertainty, it's all falling away. The path is clear, and it's time to move forward. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for more signs. The moment is now, and the path is before you. Trust in God's plan. Trust in His timing and step forward with confidence. This is your divine purpose, and you are walking in it now. In Proverbs 19:21, the scripture reminds us, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." Your heart may have many desires, many plans, and many ideas about what your life should look like. But what matters above all is God's purpose for you. His purpose will always prevail, and now it's time for you to align your plans with His will. You may have experienced delays, confusion, and waiting, but now is the moment for that purpose to unfold before you. In Luke 12:48, Jesus reminds us that to whom much is given, much will be required. God has entrusted you with a purpose that carries divine weight and responsibility. Your assignment is not just about fulfilling your desires or personal ambitions. It's about embracing the divine calling that has been placed on your life. You have been equipped with everything you need to walk this path. But with this calling comes great responsibility. God is not asking for hesitation or indecision. He is calling you to step into your purpose, knowing that it will require faith, obedience, and the willingness to surrender your plans to His will. This is not a moment of indecision or trying to figure things out on your own. This is the moment to step forward with confidence, knowing that God's purpose is not only clear, but it is the prevailing force in your life. His purpose will lead you, guide you, and propel you forward. And now is the time to fully align with that purpose. Chosen one, as you step into this divine purpose, it's essential to understand that God's plan for your life is not just a suggestion, it's a divine mandate. You have been entrusted with a specific calling, one that carries immense weight and significance. This is a moment of clarity, a moment when God is asking you to surrender your personal desires and align them fully with His will. The time of uncertainty, the time of confusion, the time of endless options is now over. God is calling you to align your life with His purpose, and He has equipped you with everything you need to fulfill it. It's easy to become distracted by the noise of the world, by the many voices pulling at you in different directions. We live in a time where options seem endless, where every choice feels crucial, and every decision seems like it could change everything. But God's Word reminds us in Proverbs 19:21 that even though we may have many plans in our hearts, it is His purpose that prevails. His plan for you is already set. His will for your life is already known, and it's time for you to align yourself with it. You may have made your plans, but now it's time to lay them down and trust that God's purpose will lead you to a place of fulfillment, peace, and divine provision. Luke 12:48 speaks about responsibility. To whom much is given, much will be required. God has entrusted you with great gifts, talents, and opportunities, but with those gifts comes responsibility. Your purpose is not just about receiving, it's about giving, serving, and impacting the world around you. God's calling for your life is bigger than your personal desires. It's about impacting others, building His kingdom, and fulfilling the divine purpose He has designed for you. There is a great responsibility in walking in your calling, and it requires obedience, faith, and trust in God's guidance. Obedience is key in this process. It's not just about believing in God's promises. It's about responding to His call with action. You may not have all the answers right now, but God is asking you to take that first step in faith. He has already prepared the way for you, and the only thing left is your willingness to follow. Obedience doesn't always feel comfortable. It requires trust. Trust in God's timing, trust in His provision, and trust in His direction. But when you step forward in faith, trusting that He is leading you, you will see His hand at work in your life in ways you never imagined. This is not a time for hesitation or second guessing. It's not a time to wonder if you're ready or if you're good enough. You are ready. God has already equipped you. His purpose for your life is already set in motion, and now is the time for you to step into it. When you align your life with God's purpose, He will provide everything you need to fulfill it. He will give you the strength, the wisdom, the resources, and the courage to walk this path with Him. You may be wondering how this all fits together. You may still have questions, doubts, or fears about stepping into your calling. But know this: God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. The moment you decide to step into the purpose He has for you, He will equip you with everything you need to succeed. Trust in Him. Trust in His plan. Trust in His timing. Everything you need is already available to you. Your responsibility is to respond to His call and walk in obedience to His will. As you step forward into this new season, understand that God's purpose is always for your good. He has a divine plan for your life that is far greater than anything you could have imagined for yourself. His plan will lead you to fulfillment, peace, and joy. When you align with His purpose, you will experience a life of abundance and blessing, not just for you, but for those around you. You are a vessel for God's love, grace, and provision to flow through. So what does it mean to align fully with God's purpose? It means making a conscious decision to lay down your own plans and priorities and seek His will above all else. It means trusting Him in every area of your life and being willing to follow His lead, even when the road is uncertain or uncomfortable. It means walking in faith and obedience, knowing that as you do, God will provide everything you need. And most importantly, it means surrendering to His will, allowing Him to work through you to accomplish the great things He has set before you. Chosen one, the time to step forward is now. God's purpose for your life is clear, and He is calling you to walk in it with faith and obedience. Trust that He will guide you every step of the way. And as you do, you will experience His divine favor, provision, and blessings in ways you never imagined. The road ahead may not always be easy, but know that God is with you, and He has already prepared everything you need to fulfill your calling. This is your moment to step into your divine purpose. Let go of your doubts, fears, and distractions, and align yourself fully with God's will. Trust in His timing and step forward in faith, knowing that His plan will always prevail. God is calling you, and now is the time to respond. Now that God's purpose has become clear to you, the next step is to respond. The clarity you've been waiting for is here, and with it comes the invitation to act. God is not asking for your hesitation or for you to wait until everything is perfect. This is not the time to sit back and wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now. The time to act is now. God's calling requires immediate obedience. It's not about waiting until everything falls into place or until you feel 100% ready. The truth is, you may never feel completely ready. But what God is asking of you is trust. Trust that He has already gone before you, that His timing is perfect, and that He will equip you for everything you need along the way. This is not about convenience. It's about obedience. God's purpose is not about making you comfortable, but about making you available to do His will. So I ask you now, are you ready to step into the divine calling that God has placed before you? Are you willing to act in obedience, even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain? This is not a time for hesitation. It is time for action. Heaven has been preparing you, and now is the time to move. Take the next step in faith, knowing that God is with you every step of the way of the old. You are being invited into a season of alignment where your faith and action will meet. This is the moment where you respond to God's call with readiness and faith. Your obedience will unlock the doors to your divine purpose. Trust that as you step into this new season, God is already moving to bring His promises to fruition in your life. God is calling you, chosen one, to step into this moment, to live fully aligned with His will, and to walk in the divine purpose He has set before you. Your next step is crucial. It's time to act, and it's time to step into the purpose that has always been waiting for you. Trust that God's purpose will prevail, and His will guide you every step of the way. Chosen one, the moment for waiting is over. The clarity you've been seeking has arrived, and with it comes the urgency to act. You are not being asked to wait until everything is perfect or until you feel completely ready. In fact, you may never feel fully prepared. God's calling often calls us to move before we have all the answers. But in this moment, God is asking for your obedience, not your perfection. You've been in a season of preparation. You've prayed, fasted, and waited. You've encountered trials, faced doubts, and endured challenges. And now, all that waiting has brought you to this moment. This is the time to respond. The call is not just a whisper. It is a clear and direct invitation to move forward in faith. The door is open, and God is asking you to walk through it. God's calling is not about waiting for the perfect conditions to arise. It is not about feeling completely at ease with the next step. It is about taking action in faith, trusting that God's plan for you is already in motion. Your calling is not about your convenience, but about aligning yourself with God's divine will, regardless of the circumstances. This moment, this calling, requires immediate obedience. God is not asking for you to wait until everything is perfectly in place. He is asking you to trust Him in this moment, right now. God's plan for your life is unfolding, and it is crucial that you act now. It's easy to delay, to wait for more signs, or for a clearer picture of what's ahead. But this is the time for action, not hesitation. The clarity that you've been waiting for has arrived, and it's calling you to move. You don't need to wait for everything to make sense. You need to take that step in faith, trusting that God has already prepared the way for you. This is not a moment of uncertainty or indecision. It's a moment of action. God is not calling you to stay where you are, stuck in a cycle of waiting and wondering. He is calling you to move forward in obedience, to step out in faith and trust that He will provide everything you need. You may not have all the answers right now, but that's okay. God is asking for your trust. Trust that He has already gone before you, that He has already prepared the resources, the people, and the opportunities that will help you fulfill your divine calling. Faith is not passive. It's not about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. Faith is active. It requires movement, trust, and obedience. And now, God is calling you to act. Step into the divine calling that has been placed before you. The waiting season is over, and it's time to embrace what God has prepared for you. When God calls you to step into your purpose, He doesn't always give you every detail of the plan up front. Sometimes He asks you to move even when the full picture isn't clear. But that's what faith is all about, stepping into the unknown with confidence, knowing that God has already prepared the way. Trust that the steps will unfold as you move forward, and as you act in obedience, God will provide the guidance, wisdom, and resources you need. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. This is your moment. It's time to take that step of faith, even if it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. Your obedience is the key to unlocking the blessings and promises that God has set before you. God has been preparing you for this moment, and now is the time to respond. As you step forward in faith, trust that you are not walking alone. God is with you, guiding you, and providing for you every step of the way. The challenges you may face will not be obstacles. They will be opportunities for God to demonstrate His power and provision in your life. And as you move forward in obedience, you will see the doors open, the blessings flow, and the opportunities that once seemed out of reach become a reality. This is a new season. It's a season of alignment, purpose, and action, and it begins now. Step into the calling that God has placed before you, knowing that He is with you every step of the way. Don't hesitate. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. The time for action is now. And as you step into God's purpose, you will walk into a season of divine favor, provision, and fulfillment. God has equipped you for this moment, and now it's time to act. Trust that His plan for you is unfolding perfectly, and as you respond in faith, you will see His promises come to fruition. The waiting is over. The moment for action has arrived, and it's time to step into the divine purpose that God has set before you. Chosen one, the distractions of life can often feel overwhelming, but you are being called to recognize and release them. It is easy to get caught up in the everyday noise work, social media relationships, and countless other demands on your time. While many of these things can appear harmless or even beneficial, they may be subtly pulling you away from your true purpose. You might feel as if you are living a good life, even fulfilling some of your desires. But deep down, you know that something is missing. You've been called to more than just existence. You are called to divine purpose, and that purpose requires your full attention. As you look at your life, take time to evaluate where your energy, focus, and time have been invested. Is what you are giving your time to helping you move forward in alignment with God's plan for your life? Or have distractions, no matter how subtle, caused a drift from your calling? The first step in overcoming distractions is being honest with yourself. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that everything you are doing is important. But when you step back and look at your life through the lens of your divine purpose, you might begin to see what truly matters. God is calling you to step into a higher level of alignment with His will, and that means shedding anything that is keeping you from it. The pursuit of success, the desire to please others, the endless race to keep up with societal standards, these can all become distractions when they take priority over God's purpose for your life. You were not created just to chase after worldly achievements or meet the expectations of others. You were created to fulfill a higher calling, one that can only be accomplished through deep connection and alignment with God's will. Now is the time to evaluate, realign, and refocus. Ask yourself, what in my life is pulling me away from my purpose? It's essential to take stock of your life and be willing to let go of anything that is preventing you from walking in the fullness of what God has for you. This can be a difficult process, as it may require letting go of relationships, habits, or goals that have been consuming your attention. But trust that God is leading you into something greater. The distractions you are letting go of are the very things that have been holding you back from stepping into the destiny He has planned for you. When you begin to let go of what no longer serves your purpose, you create space for God's calling to take root in your life. It's in that space of intentional focus that God will begin to speak more clearly to you. You'll find that His guidance becomes more apparent and that your steps become more purposeful. The distractions may feel comforting in the short term, but once you let them go, you will experience a freedom and clarity that surpasses any temporary pleasure they provided. You'll be free to step into the life that God has always envisioned for you. In this process, realignment requires not just letting go of distractions, but actively making time for what matters most. This means prioritizing your relationship with God, seeking His will above all else, and consistently putting Him first in every area of your life. This is not about perfection, but about intention. When you decide to align yourself with God's purpose, you are actively choosing to put His will at the center of your life. This decision will shape your thoughts, actions, and relationships in profound ways. So, take a moment now, chosen one, to reflect on where you've been investing your time and energy. What distractions have been clouding your vision? What has been keeping you from walking fully in alignment with God's calling on your life? With God's help, let these distractions fall away and allow His purpose to take center stage in your life. This is your moment to realign and refocus on the calling that has been placed before you. Trust that when you realign your life with God's will, He will make clear the path ahead. This is the moment where distractions give way to purpose. As you step into this new phase of your journey, you will feel the weight of His calling, and with it, the deep fulfillment that comes from walking in His purpose. You were created for this. And now, as you shed the distractions, you are making space for God to move in powerful and life-changing ways. Embrace this season of realignment, knowing that it is preparing you for everything that God has destined for you. Realignment is the key to stepping into the divine purpose that God has for you. It's not enough to just recognize that you have a purpose. You must actively realign your priorities, your energy, and your focus. God has given you an assignment, and in order to fulfill it, you must remove the things that have pulled you away from it. For too long, distractions may have been preventing you from stepping into the fullness of your calling. Now is the time to make a change. It's time to realign your life, your thoughts, and your actions with God's will. This requires intentionality. You must be willing to make difficult choices, letting go of habits, relationships, or distractions that no longer serve God's purpose for your life. This isn't just about eliminating external distractions. It's also about realigning your heart, your mind, and your spirit to focus on God's plan. This season of realignment may not be easy, but it's necessary. It's time to stop drifting and start moving in the direction that God has been guiding you toward all along. Let go of the distractions that have been keeping you stuck. Allow God to recalibrate your focus so you can step into the divine purpose He has set before you. Chosen one realignment is not just a momentary change. It is a process that requires your active participation. It's easy to let distractions take hold of your time and attention. And sometimes those distractions come in the form of good things, relationships, careers, or even dreams that seem noble. But even the good things can become distractions when they divert you from the purpose God has set for your life. This realignment requires a shift in your focus, a shift that is intentional, deliberate, and fully surrendered to God's will. When you realign your heart, mind, and spirit with God's purpose, it's like a recalibration of your entire life. No longer will you be drifting aimlessly through the noise of life. Instead, you will be walking in the clarity of His calling, confidently moving in the direction He has prepared for you. This isn't about finding a better way to fit God into your life. It's about making God the center of your life and allowing everything else to fall into its rightful place. The first step in realignment is to acknowledge that the distractions of the past have served their purpose in shaping who you are, but they can no longer be a driving force in your life. Some things have been necessary lessons. Some distractions, no matter how uncomfortable, have taught you resilience, faith, and patience. But now they must be released so that you can fully embrace the new season that God is calling you into. God is saying, "You've learned what you needed to learn. It's time to move forward. It's time to focus on the task I've assigned you." Realignment isn't just about clearing space for God's purpose. It's about positioning yourself for divine blessing. God has already prepared everything you need, but you must be willing to step into it with intention. This means prioritizing your time, your energy, and your resources on what matters most, fulfilling the purpose God has given you. You cannot walk in your calling while carrying unnecessary weight. It's time to release the distractions that have kept you from living fully in God's plan. Realigning your heart and mind will require you to let go of what has kept you comfortable and secure. You may have formed attachments to people, places, or habits that no longer serve your divine purpose. God is asking you to trust Him enough to release those attachments. It might be difficult, even painful, but remember this: what you let go of will make room for what He has prepared. The relationships, the dreams, the things you let go of were never meant to be your destination. They were simply markers on your journey, teaching you lessons along the way. But now, it's time to embrace the path that God is leading you down. As you realign, it's also essential to reestablish your priorities. God is not asking you to simply rearrange your schedule. He is calling you to order your life around His will. This means putting Him first in every area: your career, your relationships, your finances, and your health. When God is at the center, everything else falls into place. The distractions that once seemed important will lose their grip on you. You will begin to see with clarity and purpose, and your actions will be aligned with His divine plan. This process of realignment will not happen overnight, but it starts with a decision to trust God fully and to align your will with His. Realignment requires a commitment to staying focused, even when the world around you continues to pull at you. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, but God is calling you to pause, to reflect, and to choose a different way. The noise of the world will always be there, but it is your decision to drown out that noise with the voice of God that will determine your future. Remember, realignment is not a one-time act. It's a continual process of returning to God's will, day after day. There will be moments when distractions try to creep back in, when the world calls you to something less than what God has planned for you. But in those moments, remind yourself that you are walking in alignment with the Creator of the universe. You are walking in the direction of your divine purpose, and nothing in this world can compare to that. As you continue to realign, you will begin to notice shifts in your life. The things that once held you back will fall away, and new opportunities will open up. You will find peace in the midst of challenges, knowing that you are exactly where God wants you to be. Realignment brings clarity, focus, and purpose. It frees you from the chaos and confusion that distractions bring and allows you to step into the fullness of your calling. In this moment of realignment, God is inviting you to walk in obedience and trust. He is inviting you to step into a new season, one where distractions no longer have a hold on you, and where His divine purpose takes center stage in your life. Trust that as you align yourself with His will, He will guide you, provide for you, and lead you into the divine destiny He has planned for you. Let go of what is holding you back. Refocus your energy and make the decision to walk in alignment with God's purpose. Realign your life with Him, and you will see His blessings and provision unfold in ways you never imagined. This is the season of divine alignment, and the time to act is now. Choose today to step into the calling that God has set before you. Realignment is not a passive action. It requires you to actively participate in God's direction for your life. This is where obedience becomes powerful. You see, faith alone is not enough. While faith is the foundation, it must be combined with action to fulfill your divine calling. James 2:17 reminds us that faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. Obedience is the action that breathes life into your faith. Realignment requires a choice to obey. God is calling you to step into your purpose, but you must choose to act on that call. It's not enough to simply acknowledge that God has a plan for you. You must respond to that plan with obedience, following His guidance, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. Trusting God's will means trusting that His direction will lead you to the place you were always meant to be, and that only through obedience will you truly unlock the fullness of His blessings for your life. Obedience is the key to walking in alignment with God's purpose. It's not about waiting for the perfect conditions or for everything to fall into place. It's about making the conscious decision to trust God's timing and His direction, and then acting upon it. When you obey God's call, you step into His divine purpose for your life, and the blessings He has prepared for you will begin to unfold. As you realign yourself with God's purpose, let your obedience be the catalyst that propels you forward. It's time to step out in faith. Trust God's plan and act in alignment with His will. The time for hesitation is over. Obedience will bring you into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. Chosen one. The journey of realignment is a dynamic process. It requires more than acknowledgement or intention. It demands active, deliberate participation in God's will. Obedience is not simply a response to God's call. It is the fuel that ignites the transformation in your life. While faith is the foundation, it is your actions, your willingness to obey, that brings your faith to life. Without action, faith remains dormant. But when combined with obedience, it becomes a powerful force that propels you toward your divine destiny. You have been called to step into a purpose far greater than your own desires or ambitions. God has been preparing you for this moment, refining your character and strengthening your faith. Now, He is asking you to take the next step to act on what He has shown you. This is where obedience comes in, not passive acceptance, but active response. Realignment is not a waiting game. It's about taking steps forward, moving in the direction that God has already set before you. In James 2:17, we are reminded faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. This scripture is clear. Our faith must be lived out through our actions. God has given you the vision, the dreams, and the calling, but He is waiting for your obedience to take the first step. Realignment requires not just understanding the purpose God has for you, but choosing to act on it. It's about letting go of the hesitation and doubt that has held you back and trusting that God's plan will unfold as you move forward. Obedience is often uncomfortable, and it doesn't always make sense in the moment. There will be times when God asks you to do things that stretch your faith, challenge your comfort zone, or test your patience. But remember, this God's ways are higher than our ways, Isaiah 55:9. His plan is not limited by what we see or understand. When He calls you to act, it is always for your growth, for your benefit, and for His glory. His timing is perfect, and His purpose is greater than any temporary discomfort or difficulty. Think of the great men and women of faith in Scripture: Abraham, Moses, Esther, and others. They didn't see the whole picture when God called them. Abraham didn't know where he was going when God told him to leave his homeland. Moses didn't understand how he would lead the Israelites out of Egypt when God first spoke to him from the burning bush. Esther didn't know what would happen when she decided to risk her life to save her people. Yet they all responded with obedience, even when the path wasn't clear. They trusted that God's plan was bigger than their understanding, and their obedience activated the fulfillment of His promises. As you step into your calling, remember that realignment is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. Every step you take in obedience brings you closer to the purpose God has for you. The more you align yourself with His will, the more you will experience His blessings and guidance. It's not about waiting for the perfect conditions to act. It's about trusting God's direction and moving forward in faith, knowing that He will provide everything you need along the way. Obedience will bring you into the fullness of God's plan for your life. The blessings that God has prepared for you are not meant to be held at arm's length or kept in the distance. They are meant to be received in full measure, but you must step into them through obedience. Your actions, no matter how small they may seem, are paving the way for God's will to be done in your life. Each obedient step is a declaration that you trust God, that you believe His promises, and that you are willing to follow His lead even when you can't see the whole picture. As you realign your life with God's purpose, remember that obedience is not about perfection. It's about willingness. It's about choosing to say yes to God, even when it's hard, even when you don't have all the answers. God doesn't require perfection, but He does require your heart to be fully aligned with His will. Obedience is a heart posture. It's the decision to follow God's lead, no matter what it costs, trusting that He will guide you and provide for you every step of the way. In this season of realignment, choose to act in obedience, knowing that God is with you. His purpose for you is bigger than any distractions or doubts that may arise. Your faith combined with action will open doors that you never thought possible. Trust that God is preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. The time for hesitation is over. Step into your calling with courage, knowing that your obedience will lead you into the fullness of the divine purpose God has set before you. You are not walking this path alone. God has gone before you, and He will be with you every step of the way. Trust His direction. Trust His timing, and trust that He is aligning everything in your life for His glory. As you move forward in obedience, you will begin to see His promises unfold in ways that you never expected. The road may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. The blessings and opportunities that God has prepared for you are waiting, and they will come to fruition as you walk in alignment with His will. The time to act is now. Step forward in faith and let God's purpose guide you into the abundant life He has planned for you. Chosen one, as you stand at the threshold of your divine calling, you may feel a quiet urgency rising within your spirit. This is not the pressure of anxiety, doubt, or fear. Rather, it's the divine pressure of purpose, a deep inner pull that compels you to take action. This pressure is the stirring of the Holy Spirit within you, guiding and urging you to step forward into the purpose God has prepared for you. It's the unmistakable sign that you are on the brink of something significant, and now is the time to move. This divine pressure may feel intense, but it's important to recognize that it is not forcing you into something uncomfortable. Instead, it's leading you toward alignment with God's will. It's the sense that something is about to shift, something is about to change, and you are being invited to walk into that change with confidence. You may feel this urgency in your heart, in your thoughts, in your soul, and it's because God is drawing you closer to the moment He has prepared for you. The pressure you feel is a signal, a call to action, a call to step into what God has planned for your life. When you sense this divine pressure, understand that it is not there to overwhelm you. It is there to propel you forward. God is guiding you, and His timing is perfect. The waiting, the struggles, and the delays were all part of the process, but now is the time to move. Embrace this divine pressure, not as something to fear, but as an invitation to step confidently into your calling. Trust that God is with you every step of the way, and this pressure is leading you closer to the divine purpose that awaits. As you feel this divine pressure within, understand that it is not meant to overwhelm or confuse you. It is a sacred invitation from God to take the next step in alignment with His will. This stirring within you is a reminder that you are being called into something greater than yourself. It is the Holy Spirit prompting you to act, to step forward with courage and confidence, trusting that God has already paved the way for you. You may feel a mix of excitement, anticipation, and even nervousness. These feelings are natural, but they are signs that you are moving into a season of fulfillment and divine purpose. God does not call His chosen ones to a life of complacency or stagnation. His call is always forward, always into something more. The urgency you feel is a holy calling to step into your destiny, to align with the divine purpose that has been uniquely designed for you. God's timing is always perfect, and what you're feeling right now is not by chance. You have been prepared for this moment through the seasons of waiting, testing, and growth. The struggles you faced have been shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for this very time. Every obstacle, every delay, every challenge was a part of God's process to mold you into the person He needed you to be for the calling ahead. Now that you feel this pressure, this divine pull, it's a sign that the waiting is over. It's time to move. Trust that God has already set everything in motion for you. He has been aligning people, opportunities, and circumstances to help you walk into your calling. All the pieces are falling into place, and this is your moment to step forward in faith and obedience. You may not see the entire path ahead, and that's okay. God's plan often unfolds step by step, and the beauty of it is that He's guiding you every step of the way. This divine pressure is not something to fear or resist. Instead, embrace it as the push that will propel you into God's perfect will for your life. Trust in His guidance, trust in His plan, and know that with every step you take, He will be with you, providing everything you need to fulfill your purpose. Take a deep breath and let the pressure you're feeling be a reminder of how far you've come and how close you are to the next phase of your journey. You've been prepared, and now is the time to act. Do not hesitate. Do not wait for perfect conditions. This is the moment to step forward in faith, knowing that God is with you, leading you, and empowering you to walk in the fullness of your divine calling. When you step into what God has prepared for you, you will find that the weight of the divine pressure will lift as you walk in alignment with His will. The challenges will not feel as heavy when you trust that God is carrying the load with you. This is the start of a new season, a season where you move with purpose, with direction, and with the confidence that God is guiding your every step. The divine pressure you're feeling is a powerful force that will propel you toward greatness. It is not meant to break you or wear you down. It is meant to push you forward into the fullness of God's plan. As you step forward, trust that God will open doors, provide opportunities, and give you the wisdom and strength to navigate each step along the way. Now, more than ever, is the time to take that step. God has called you to something extraordinary, and this is the moment when your purpose is unfolding before your eyes. You've waited, you've prayed, you've trusted, and now it's time to move. The divine pressure you're feeling is a call to action, a call to step into the abundant life that God has planned for you. Embrace it, trust it, and step forward in faith, knowing that God has already equipped you for everything that lies ahead. As you walk forward, remember that this is not just your journey. You are part of a greater story, a story that God is weaving through your life and through the lives of those around you. Your obedience to His call will not only impact your life, but the lives of others as well. God is positioning you to be a blessing, to be a light in the darkness, and to fulfill the purpose He has placed upon your life. This is your moment, chosen one. Step forward with confidence, knowing that God is with you. The divine pressure you're feeling is a sign that you are about to step into something greater than you could ever imagine. Trust in His plan, trust in His timing, and trust that He will guide you every step of the way. The time is now. Walk boldly into the divine purpose God has set before you. Now let's talk about the timing of all of this. The season of preparation is over, and this is your appointed time. God has been preparing you for this very moment. The waiting periods, the struggles, and the delays you've experienced were not in vain. Every challenge, every trial, every moment of silence was part of God's perfect plan to prepare you for what He has now set before you. In Ecclesiastes 3:1, we are reminded that to everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. Your season of preparation has shaped you, refined you, and positioned you exactly where you need to be. You may have wondered why things didn't happen sooner, why you had to wait, or why some doors seemed closed for a time. But now, God is opening the door that has been prepared specifically for you. The struggles and waiting periods were not a sign of God's delay. They were part of His preparation for the divine breakthrough that is now at hand. God's timing is always perfect, and the time has come for you to step into the fullness of what He has prepared for you. The waiting is over. The preparation is complete, and now is the time for action. Do not let fear or uncertainty hold you back. This is your appointed moment, and you are fully equipped to step forward into what God has planned for you. Nothing can stop what God is doing in your life now. Embrace the season you're in with confidence, knowing that it is time for you to walk into your purpose and calling. Viet Tiep. Chosen one. I want you to take a deep breath and reflect on everything that has brought you to this moment. The waiting, the struggles, the seasons of uncertainty, all of it was part of God's perfect plan. It was not wasted time. Every challenge, every moment of silence, and every delayed opportunity served as the necessary groundwork for what you are about to step into. It might have felt like you were stuck or moving slowly, but in reality, God was preparing your heart, mind, and spirit for this very time. Remember the words from Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. Each season you've walked through has been purposeful. Some seasons were meant to refine your character, others to strengthen your faith, and others still to build your trust in God's timing. And now, the season of preparation has come to its fulfillment. You are no longer in a waiting phase. The time has come for you to step into everything God has been preparing for you. God's timing is always perfect. While you may not have understood the delays or the seasons of struggle, now it's clear that they were part of God's divine strategy to ensure you are fully equipped to walk into your calling. The struggles you faced were not punishment. They were moments of refinement that made you stronger, more resilient, and ready for the responsibility of what God has for you. The waiting periods were never meant to discourage you. They were designed to build your faith, develop your patience, and position you for the breakthroughs you're about to experience. As you look ahead, don't let fear or uncertainty stop you from taking the next step. The door that God has prepared for you is opening right now. This is the moment to walk through it with confidence and boldness. You are not stepping into this season alone. God has equipped you with everything you need to succeed. The preparation has been made, the pieces have fallen into place, and you are ready to walk into the fullness of your purpose. You may have doubts or questions, and that's okay. Trust that God has been working all along. and now He is calling you to step forward in faith. This is your appointed time. The waiting is over. And now is the moment for action. It's time to fully align with God's purpose for your life and move forward with confidence, knowing that He is with you every step of the way. What you are walking into now is the result of all the preparation that has come before. This is not just a new season. It's the culmination of everything God has been doing in your life. The struggles, the waiting, and the silence were all part of His perfect plan to shape you for this moment. The door that is opening for you is not just a random opportunity. It is a divine opening, one that has been ordained by God for you. You have been prepared, refined, and positioned for this time. Now is not the time for hesitation or second guessing. Step forward in faith. Trust that God has already gone ahead of you and made a way. As you walk into the purpose He has prepared for you, know that He is with you, guiding you, and providing everything you need. The breakthrough is here, and you are fully equipped to step into it. Let go of any fear, doubt, or uncertainty, and step forward into your destiny with confidence. This is your appointed time. God has been preparing you, and now He is calling you to step into the fullness of what He has for you. Trust His timing, trust His plan, and step forward in faith. The door is opening, and it's time for you to walk through it. This is the season where everything God has been preparing in you will come to fruition. Embrace it. Walk boldly and know that He is with you every step of the way. Now that the time is right, the final key to stepping into God's divine purpose is aligning your faith with action. Faith is the foundation, but faith alone is not enough. James 2:17 reminds us that faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. God's calling requires both faith and action. You must trust in God's provision, guidance, and timing, but you must also take the steps necessary to move forward into the purpose He has for you. Faith without action is like a seed that is never planted. It has potential, but without movement, it can't grow. God is calling you to take the first step to move in the direction He is showing you, even when it feels uncertain or uncomfortable. Your faith will guide you, but it is your obedience and actions that will bring that faith to life. As you step forward, trust that God is guiding you every step of the way. He is providing the direction, the wisdom, and the strength you need to fulfill your purpose. You are not walking alone. God is walking with you, and He has already equipped you for this journey. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. You've been prepared for this moment, and now it's time to act. Your faith will lead you, but your obedience will unlock the divine provision and favor that God has waiting for you. Take that first step in faith, knowing that as you move forward in obedience, God's promises will begin to unfold before you. This is your moment to walk in the fullness of your calling, to align your life with God's purpose, and to step boldly into the destiny He has set before you. Now is the time. The divine appointment has been set, and you are ready. Walk forward in faith, step into your purpose, and let God's will unfold in your life. Trust that as you move, He will provide guide and bless you abundantly. Your obedience will lead you into the breakthrough you've been waiting for, and God will be with you every step of the way.